Holla, 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 friends! What's up? Welcome to ZSR! And welcome to the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Standard Tournament Season 5. It's a lowest bracket or losers bracket, round number 2. An elimination match between Exodus and Drew. Two absolute legends of Ocarina of Time speedrunning and randomizer history. Bingo. All that jazz. They have done it all. And it's time for some massive action today. So without further ado, let's switch to the layout of our stats page and hand it to August and Matt. Take it away, friends.
Thank you, Trezco. Yeah, we've got Drooness seed 22 versus Exodus. Drooness seed 33 versus Exodus seed 22. Sure to be a good one. These runners, according to race time, have never faced off against each other. But you can see there from the average times, they're pretty neck and neck. Exodus has some first place finishes in the last 10 races he's done. Drooness, not so much in that gold place category. But how you doing, Matt?
Hey, August. Nice. I'm doing well. I just recovered after a few days of feeling not that great, but now I'm fully recovered, so ready for the race.
Awesome. Good to hear everyone's happy and healthy. Hope we're in for a fun race. That's no doubt, but also hope for a close race here.
Yeah, the Trash couldn't have said it better. These two are absolute legends. Very close match, that's what I expect. Best time ever is for really close of both of each other.
And it looks like we're starting with Saria's song, at least according to Exodus's tracker. And I believe we're starting with the Spirit Medallion.
Let me quickly refresh, because I'm not seeing that yet.
I'm just looking at their individual trackers. Exodus has Saria's song clearly marked. And Drooness has the Spirit Medallion highlighted.
Indeed. So not starting with the Warp song, starting with Saria's. Gives you some extra checks in the early game.
Yeah, we'll have to see what age we're dropping. Looks like child. Yeah.
I'm not seeing a Master Sword in the trackers, so it looks like it's a child start.
And chat wants some 40 Skulltula action going on. I'm not sure why 40 and not 50, but I guess a little mercy's not too bad.
Maybe your name gives a little hint. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Feeling the love.
Maybe we can call the 40th skull August.
Or the guy who gives you the reward.
Possibly. I'm not sure if it's a guy or a girl, actually. Never paid too much attention to that.
Right. But as Tresco mentioned, we're here in the lower bracket, round 2. The upper bracket of round 2 is just about finished off. A couple of round 1 matches here in the lower bracket still coming up. So definitely pay attention to the schedule here on ZSR for all your Zooter plans.
It's always interesting to see the names that they choose to start the game with. So Exodus just starting with E, and Junior starting with Good Luck EXO.
And Drooness with a little bit of good sportsmanship right off the bat. You love to see it.
Sometimes they're even mixing up their names, so then you think the screens are reversed. Just 15 more seconds before we kick it off. The countdown timer is running, at least on Jonas' personal stream.
Yeah, it looks like everything is running smoothly. Let's knock on some wood.
And we're off in Cookie Forest.
Yeah, a little French vanilla action going on.
Of course, rushing to Midos, see how much big chests there are.
Got 2 big boys.
Is it memes or is it actually useful?
Wallet is to be determined. And strength is kind of useful. Not too useful as child, but it's something. Like
Yeah, it's a solid start. It does open a few checks. Although I don't think we get to see child DC today.
Yeah, unlikely. I think if you want to see child DC, wait a month or so for Random Settings League.
Did Exodus start? Because on my screen he still looks on the starting screen.
Yeah, Exodus has started. If you maybe want to take a quick refresh. He went to the Kokiri sword chest first. Nothing inside of there.
Now I'm fully up to speed, with Exodus also starting on my side. I'm just curious how where Ziel is going to be today. 9 out of 10 times when I see runners go to Goron City, they either have Serias or they have ZL, but never both. So you always have to wait for Dancing Dead until late.
Yeah, Papa D, I don't think's come into play too much during Season 5. At least for the bracket matches. First hit stone here. Wondering something.
Yeah, so the first chest in Jabu is dead, the boomerang chest. It's always a good hint to get, so you don't have to dip it for just one check.
Yeah, that's a very refreshing sometimes hint here for Season 5.
Yeah, I do agree that the sometimes hints, the set of the sometimes hints has improved. Some of the awkward checks, the one-off checks that are now hinted, can be hinted.
Ooh, we got some bomb chews right away.
Yeah, and these chews cannot be missed. Both players getting into ref from the get-go. In Lost Woods, which has some bomb block checks.
I didn't miss that second hit.
So apart from target, maybe we can full clear Lost Woods already. Drooness opting to just do the Ocarina minigame. I've seen some players skipping it recently.
That's a gutsy play. I don't think either of these runners are gonna play too gutsy and just rely on their own individual strengths. Getting hover boots here.
I indeed think that you are a few seconds ahead, so
Gotcha.
maybe we can resolve that. But yeah, hovers is also a very nice early game item. It allows you to do a lot of cool stuff in dungeons. Get the song in the volcano. I always like to get hovers for early.
Yeah, with neither runner using these chews on the grottos here. Guess maybe for the way out in case they want to scum them away.
Yeah, that's something that I always find hard to understand. When do you scum them, or when do you skip those checks? Or I'm never sure when to make those decisions as a runner myself.
I think it does make more sense. You get the song, you're not going to want to save scum that away.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, now I think about it. That's why these runners are in the bracket stage and not me.
Yeah, you and me both doing more good here in the commentator's booth. Zelda's Lullaby from Saria. Big Goron.
That's basically my wish coming true. Now we get to see Dancing Dead early.
Yeah, you kind of called it there. Commentator's blessing.
So I believe that this is a good start of the seed. Just almost full clear Lost Woods already. maybe the target will be trolley later, but for now, it's all good.
We do have a bottom of the well path to Twin Rova hint. And 30 is a bottle.
Do we get to see the skulls then? That would be something for the bottle.
I hope not. I think these runners can find another bottle somewhere. Hopefully.
So far, nothing but small chests after Mido, but we do have some great items already.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they route this in here. Do they want to save scum these chews? It takes a little bit of time to do so, but they're a valuable resource that at this point is not replenishable.
Also, very careful to collect a rupee right here, so they get back up to 40 rupees for the checks.
Ooh, slingshot.
Now we can actually full clear Lost Woods.
Still need to locate our skull mask hint. It would be feels bad, man, if we don't find that for a while, and it has something good.
Goma is not yet in Logic Kirby fan. We need the cookie reward with these settings.
But it's looking like we might. No, there we go. There's a big chest. And our OOT hint. I was about to say, if that wasn't a big chest, we might find that Lost Woods is a foolish choice. But not the seed.
And with Twin Rover required and Requiem on OOT, we might be looking at an AD seed.
Yeah, that is a bit of a challenge, but nice to get it early on, sub 10 minutes.
Runners still neck and neck, still did the same checks, which is very logical, of course. Not much opportunity for diversion yet.
Yeah, I agree completely. Clear out Child Goron City, and then I think make our way back to the center of Hyrule to Lamon. But we might see someone take an early trip adult.
I have a hard time seeing them skip Lon Lon. That was a good suggestion. But then it's up in the air.
I'm just thinking with strength and a hook shot, there's quite a bit, and hover boots, quite a bit you can reach as adult. Running out of child checks.
Yeah, we're just a bow away from logical forest completion.
Yeah, very true. I think force is going to be required. Even have Sari's song at the start, so no need to worry about Mido skip logic.
Let's see these skulls. Let's see these runners do the choose strategy for the Goron pot. One of my favorite tricks in the game.
I'm curious if this is nothing. Are either of them gonna save scum the choose away? Don't recall if they saved after picking up the hook shot or not. Answer is yes for Drew.
Drew already had his finger on the reset button.
I didn't even see what came out of the pot.
I think it was a bloopy, yeah.
Yeah, Exodus confirming. GC, these runners aren't in Ganon's castle yet.
The confusion is real. So the runners are they're like 15 seconds behind each other. Exodus just trailing slightly behind Drooness.
Yeah, ever so slightly.
Is it going to be this close for the entire race? Because then, oh boy.
Yeah, there's been quite a bit of linear seeds, or at least linear parts to a lot of these Season 5 seeds. Looks like both runners going to the ranch.
Yeah, so of course there's been a lot of discussion before the tournament whether Kokiri, whether Deku should be open. And some people were in favor and some people were against it. But I think with the closed Deku, you do have casinos, but the casinos are not as great anymore. Because you maybe have a couple of smaller casinos during the seed.
That's an interesting combination. That plus the path hints.
It's one of those mini games where you can make up 15 seconds if you just can't
Yeah.
find your chicken.
Neither runner having much issue. Just $5 as a dowry.
Wanna bet on the song that we're getting here?
I think Mound's gonna be a little creepy girl and teach us Nocturne.
Ooh, Nocturne. Yeah, Warp Song is definitely a good choice. We have 6 still in the pool. I was gonna go with Bolero, but Chet is already picking that, so let me pick Prelude then. Oh, it's Serenade, okay.
Or Minuet, rather.
Oh no, oh yeah, of course, Minuet, yeah, sorry. These two songs look alike, at least the starting note. Now the question is, are we going adult or are we going Valley Lake? We don't have 20 rupees for the fishing game.
Yeah, I think it's time to go adult. Fortunately, gotta walk the long way out. That might tempt him into the valley, though.
So before the tournament started, some people mentioned that the Grotto Valley Lake play was now too strong with Deku being closed, but I still think that many runners skip Valley Lake. So let's see what these runners choose to do.
Drooness going for the castle. I think Exodus is going to be right behind him. No, Exodus going open grotto first.
That's a cool play to make. It can pay out pretty big. It can also just be a time loss.
Now we'll have to see if it pays out. Maybe it just pays out with some good information off the hint stone. But Drooness is going to pop open the Boulder O Destiny.
And 40 is also dead. So it's either 50 or just no skulls. June is farming up to the almost 100 rupees. Looks like the open grotto play does not yet pay out for Exodus.
Now, unfortunately, 40 is dead. Interesting plays continue from Exodus. Open up the Scrub Grotto, not the Remote Grotto.
Yeah, it's a good point by chat. Let's see how the time of day now works out. It is a cheap Hylian shield, though.
Yeah, he now has his fishing money.
Juicy. That's the Megaton Hammer on Drooness' side.
Very nice pickup. No Skull Mask hint yet. We know Lost Woods ain't foolish because of that hook shot in there, so looking for that Skull Mask. Fountain foolish.
Did Cookers have the Iron Boost? Did I read that correctly?
I think so, yeah. I'll have to see if chat confirms. And Chicken says Iron Boots.
Lots of excitement going on in chat once that hint came in.
Everybody loves chickens.
Then I know when to plan my toilet break.
Unfortunately for Exodus, Gerudo Valley is a foolish choice.
But maybe the hint is good to know. Might still be a reason to be here.
Spirit is required. And Drooness immediately save warping. Let's see where we're spawning.
He'll probably play Minuet if he doesn't like the spawn. And Storms is an ice cavern on Exodus side.
Oh, is Valley not foolish? Never mind.
It seems to me like a good reason to rush ice once it is possible.
Oh, and Drooness not making the daytime. He's missing out on a few of these checks.
Can we just have a look at the layout for the medallions and the stones? It's going to be very ugly if it's actually AD for Spirit. Also Spirit being the forest medallion.
There's stones, the Dongo Shadow, and the Water Temple.
There's not a dungeon layout you would like to see if it's possibly AD.
Now, we do already have hovers and access to our irons.
Yeah, we are basically hookshot away also from Water Temple. Or long shot away is the better phrase.
Reveal with a pair of ice arrows. And Graveyard way of, who?
Was Graveyard on the way to Morpha? It might be in the long shot then. Are we doing water as our first dungeon today? Oh, it was Baronate, yeah, the other blue boss.
I think we'll go into Dodongo's Cavern before Water Temple. That's a nice song.
Such a shame that Drooness is not able to get the irons from Anju as an adult.
I'm not sure why Exodus didn't take the owl. Maybe it was a time of day thing. Or scumming his bomb chew.
It looks like time of day is working out for Exodus now, so we will be able to go adult as well.
Nighttime here at the graveyard might be difficult to see what's underneath the TARDIS.
Probably getting the song. Probably will do Tempe Race. And then, yeah, what will be the first dungeon to do at that point?
Well, I think after the graveyard, we'll see a check of Bolero, Adult Goron City, maybe a play to Minuet.
Yeah, very sensible to continue doing some overworld stuff first. Either a bomb or a bow will make the choice much easier for your first dungeon.
Nocturne available early too. Not looking good for that all-D play.
Yeah, early AD access intensifies. We already have the biggest part of our water and shadow kit.
1500.
1500 was Lens of Truth. So that means that Requiem is probably not going to be required for crossing.
I think that's still a bit hard to say. Professor Pumpa making an application to the commentary booth, I see. With puns like that, you should be here.
Indeed, it's the question where Eponas is or whether we find Longshot somewhere. We also still don't have magic, of course. We have to postpone our question on the crossing a little bit for a bit longer.
Yeah, lots to do on Death Mountain. There is a big chest and Stone of Agony and Strength.
Already on our second strength, so early in the seed. This might also be one of those bait ADs where there's actually just a key on the adult side and also a key on the child side. It's going to be. I feel like this seed will have a lot of interesting decision making.
Oh, always for Rando.
I did not see what was on the volcano.
Nope. But Drooness going right down into the Fire Temple. Making immediate progress towards his medallion count.
He has 6 chews, that should be. Don't have Pierre set, of course.
Yeah, might get Pierre locked out of here. Might get Bo locked.
Always forgetting that bow. That's true indeed.
Also, chat pointing out no tunic, no bottle. Well, we do have an adult's wall. We could easily buy that tunic. Exodus seeing nothing from ATZ's Pet Tektite.
Drooness deciding to skip the skull here. Maybe because he wants to scum again.
And it looks like Exodus is not going to make Daycac either, so both runners are going to be orphaning off the adult Andrew check. Is it because they've already gotten that hint for chickens? They got to skip one of the Andrew checks? Oh no, where did we get Sunsong?
Could it be that Exodus already played Minuet?
Ah, smart.
So he can actually do an extra check in the graveyard now.
Yeah, Exodus making great use of that song and of Minuet, but not getting bow locked here in the Fire Temple.
That's very funny. You see, it's
Very
putting items
convenient.
where, yeah, very convenient indeed. He must be pretty happy that he decides to go into the fire then.
Yeah, definitely a play that paying off for him.
In general, runners always feel behind, but maybe in this case, when Drooness getting his bow here, maybe he thinks that's a good thing for me. Maybe I'm ahead. Deciding not to continue with this choose.
Yeah, interesting play. Just the first 3 checks and he's out of there. And I guess with that bow, he says, you know what, let's just do forest. Get my red medallion.
Very sensible play indeed. You can full clear forest. It's required, so why not do it immediately?
Yeah, Drooness has the pedal to the metal. He's gonna get progression here. He's gonna get 5 skulls on the way. Really good play here. Not messing around.
It's always good to have these long dungeons out of the way early. Makes for an interesting late game.
Talk to the nice lady. Good boy. Just stick upgrade.
I'm just wondering, how does that actually look, a stick upgrade? What kind of thing can you carry so that you can carry not 10 but 20 sticks? Does he have like a belt with 20 holes for sticks?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's got a Mary Poppins bag underneath the shield. And Drooness, without that trip down to South Hyrule Field, no shield. It's not gathered the money to buy one conveniently, so making me a little nervous during that Selphos fight, but gets through it.
Yeah, the strategy is just to slash whenever one of the stealth foes is slashing at you, and you are quicker, so if you play it well, you don't get hit.
And is that a stick that chat's saying is underneath the crate in the graveyard?
What were you saying, Chuckles? Painful PG? We just found the Goron sword.
Thank you, Mr. Melons. Yeah, I definitely misspoke earlier, though. Gerudo Valley has not been hinted foolish. We have Zora's Fountain and Death Mountain Trail so far.
So we're still waiting for our first dungeon to be foolish, if there is any.
Yeah, we have 2 path hints, bottom of the well and graveyard.
And
Twin Narova and Morpha, respectively.
And the big chests just keep coming. We have also our frogs.
I'm likely going to see that get reverted to a prescription.
It makes for a nice routing opportunity to warp to King Zora immediately.
Yeah, that might not be a bad play if Drooness gets a bottle in here. I'm not sure if the blue warps will revert his frog to a prescription or not.
With storms being in ice and maybe the frog warp is definitely a strategy we can see today.
And chat pointing out scale gives us access to Beans and Zor's domain.
Also good to note that both runners checked the composer's grave as an adult, so neither of them did the chest as a child. Which of course is not in logic.
Drooness almost finished up here.
Do you mean finished up with the courtyard or finished up in general with Forest Temple?
Oh, right. Yeah. He's going all the way. Almost at the halfway mark. How about that?
That sounds much better. Yeah, from here on it's just a boring straight line to beat all the pose and to Phantom Ganon.
And Exodus sticking around Death Mountain, not going straight into Fire Temple.
I think we're more than halfway if you count the number of checks, Mel. Depends on your metric that you use for being halfway.
We've got Pharaoh's Wind in the crater.
Oh, that's always very nice to find. Let's see how long it takes for magic to pop up. There are 2 magics in the pool, so you would expect one sooner than later.
Well, yeah, definitely. If we need that Requiem Spirit off Ocarina of Time. Frogs 2 is dead. But nothing else in the crater.
So both runners are opting to keep opening small chests. Probably they will do so until they find the bomb bag. You don't want to miss out on your next 2-pack of 20.
A little surprised Exodus... oh wait, he remembered Death Mountain Trail is foolish. That's why he's not checking the ferry. But he's gonna orphan off that hint stone up there.
So Drooness is now in a part of forest where having furrows and magic would save you some time. So perhaps if Exodus finds some magic, he can save some time in forest in comparison to Drooness.
Yeah, we saw Exodus with an early divergence down to South Hyrule instead of the market. Unfortunately, did not get anything out of there other than his free shield.
So one of the most interesting things to watch is how bad is it not to have that bow for Exodus. Will he maybe find something else, or does he really need to go to fire now?
Yeah, luckily there has not been any bows in the Forest Temple yet. I'm thinking, no, he's not going into Dodongo's, at least just yet.
And Exodus here reading another hint stone that not many people are reading. 1500 lens, we knew that already.
Yeah, final check in Goron City.
Exodus nicely stopping E the Goron.
Yee!
It's one of those checks that is named differently every race.
Oh, there's our bomb bag.
So it's safe to say that the early game is pretty loaded. All our items, strengths, bomb bag, bow, all available early.
Yeah, lots of low sphere items.
But we also found a couple of late game items like hovers, and we know where irons is. The runners have lots of the things to do.
So we do have strength from Mido's house. Pretty sure Link the Goron is unlocked logically by strength.
And otherwise by the bow, or by the hammer, I mean. Which unlocks the bow.
Yeah, hammer for bow.
Wait, so I saw a hint about boss key. Was it the water temple hint?
I think so. We've got a hint for the Shadow Temple already.
Boss key and shadow pot. Ah, I see.
Oh, that was the hint from earlier. Okay. Big chest in the lobby, and it's Din's Fire. So we are magic away from Stone Shadow Temple.
Yeah, we are magic and Longshot away from Requiem on OT. Shadow and water are normally not the first dungeons in the seed, but now they might be.
And the unfortunate part is with the long shot, not only does it open up the water temple, but it gives you access to cross the wasteland. So the only reason you'll need Requiem is if the first two checks on Child are the boss key. Maybe a small key if there's nothing on the adult side.
Yeah, I believe that if there's one key on child side, it's always logically required to
Yeah.
child. Yeah.
The caveat with the logical AD is that the runners can possibly avoid that nonsense.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this is actually just a logical AD and not a hard AD, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit, but I think here 40 minutes in, Drooness is looking really solid. First medallion dungeon down, he's got his big Goron sword.
Just look at the stretch by Drooness walking over the checkerboard instead of under.
Oh yeah. Ooh, letter in the Dongo's Cavern. That's required.
At this rate, we're going to be in Go mode AD at 1 hour, at the 1 hour mark. We can start thinking about what we need for our Go mode.
So we need Boomerang, Kokiri Sword, and the Mirror Shield. We might need magic, we might need the long shot.
We will for sure need magic for the boss, for cannons.
Right, absolutely.
And the light arrow hint we can always get cannons himself. Always very kind to spoil it to us.
And a Dongo's Cavern with Rudo's Letter and Din's Fire so far. 2 checks left. 2 checks left here for Drooness in Forest Temple.
So chat is helping us a little bit with uncovering the logic. What are the path hints? What are the baits? Does this seed have any small chests? Can someone confirm that this is actually a correct seed?
We are 40 minutes in. Exodus has reached King Dodongo. Exodus will be the first to beat a boss, but Drooness will be the first to get second medallion.
So it's going to be slightly challenging for Drooness without the shield and 2.5 hearts. So he should be good, but you never know. The big horn sword should make things easier.
Double D's and more chews. 20 pack for Exodus.
Drooness on the way to Phantom Cannon, sending the elevator up.
And unfortunately for Exodus, playing Minuet. Yeah, he's going into the Forest Temple. He's going to do the Courtyard Loop. Not going to be rewarded, unfortunately.
Yeah, but to be fair, the bow is not in an easy location. It's a bit in a tricky spot. So, just very convenient for Drooness that he has the bow already.
And he does have the letter from Dodongo's Cavern. After this, he might be tempted to go Child, turn in the letter.
And then we can rush Ice.
Yep. Maybe do Bottom of the Well. Oh, wait, no. We need Song of Storms.
Which is locked by Ice Cavern.
Oh, that kind of sucks. Unless we can get out to the desert somehow.
And that was a nice fight by Drooness, not having any difficulties with the boss.
Yeah, our bow was in the vanilla boss key chest for Fire Temple. Pizza.
Drooness does take the heart piece, so my guess is that he would like to go up to 5 hearts, which makes the timing in Fire Temple easier.
Yeah, I think Drooness is gonna go back to the crater. Yeah, there's Bolero. You go back in the fire, or was he gonna clear out Goron City? Back in the fire we go. No, never mind.
I also couldn't see what was in the wall there. Maybe chat can help.
I think Exodus cleared out the crater earlier, did not go for that item. This is gonna be Farrah's win for Mr. Drooness.
So it's interesting to see whether Drooness goes back into fire. Goron City first, and then realize that he can go to fire again.
Getting the crater, I think he was just resetting his timer.
So my expectation is that the runners will just follow each other's footsteps for the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, Drooness has a little bit more options as to where he wants to go after Goron City. It's the final check for him here in the crater.
Maybe he hasn't found the trail. Foolish hint. Not sure where that was.
Yeah, no, it was outside a temple at times. So he just remembered. But he is going to get this hint that Exodus will likely not. Lost Woods Path of Volvagia.
What item did we find there again?
Just the hook shot. Have we found the Skull Mask hint yet?
Oh, that was the hovers. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh, and hovers. Yep, that does make more sense than hook shot.
So then fire must be hovers locked. So we are not going to see deep fire for a long while.
That's a good point. Very true. That might give a little push for Drooness into the Fire Temple with his bow. It can't be much further than the bow chest if its hovers locked. Or maybe hovers just lead us to our long shot so we can get up to Pierre. Something dumb like that. I don't know. I don't think that works.
No, I don't think the long shot is... the pixel shot is in logic in this these settings. I mean, you can get to, you can get to Pierre with the long shot, but you really have to practice it. It's not really fun.
Bomb bag for Drew. Is he gonna go take this into Dodongo's cavern?
I would be very surprised if Drooness is not doing DC and fire back to back.
Exodus is gonna get their bow. Very nice. Might be a little kicking themselves for not doing fire before forest. But in the end, both of them are gonna get completed.
Yeah, he's getting it soon enough, so he maybe did lose a little bit of time, but it's definitely not anything conclusive. Although Master Mario apparently thinks otherwise.
Yeah, I think he'll be likely to go deeper into fire before he goes back to forest. And thanks, Adium Shadow, for a resub here. One step closer to getting Mr. Cub's rule a payday.
Yeah, what is the sub count actually? Are we close?
$47. This is not skipping out on this skull. He's keeping Skulltulas in mind. I think it's a little better than a penny. It's a pretty penny.
Talking about pennies, do you have a lucky penny or something similar?
I used to as a kid. Not anymore.
And did you actually run out of luck, or isn't that not a scientific observation?
Some days are better than others. I'll say that. So Drooness here in the Dodongo's cavern. I think these two racers are going to sync up quite nicely, but Drooness might be ever so slightly ahead still.
Yeah, so where Drooness is double dipping fire, maybe Exodus is just single dipping fire.
Fire and forest. Oh, right. Exodus.
No, I'm just meaning the other way around. Yeah, Exodus can just full clear immediately. Or clear up to the hovers locked area.
I don't think he has a free bottle, right? Oh, just getting the fairy for a health refill. Doesn't want to have to try to farm keys for hearts. Makes sense.
Yeah, 5 heart is the bare minimum for these runners to be able to go through Forest Temple without a tunic.
Yeah, but more importantly, we got a tunic in Mito's house, which allows us to purchase a Goron tunic. A little surprised neither runner opted to do that.
They might not have had the money, or they just didn't want to farm. Still far away from 200.
That is key number 3 for Exodus. I think we're going a little bit deeper.
So is Fire coming up with more goods, or are we just leaving and continuing the search elsewhere? Even though we found a lot of these items already, it still feels sort of linear, because the choices are kind of obvious.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So we might indeed be nicely synced up around the 1 hour mark.
Yeah, but Exo's climbing up.
Yeah, neither runner did set Scarecrow right. So,
Yeah, definitely not walking all the way to the lake.
but with the dungeon being hovers locked, I would say that it's possible that we just don't have to get to Pierre right now.
We did see Exodus walk down there as a child, so he has at least said it. Hasn't confirmed it.
King Dodongo is one of the few bosses where the Goron support does not make any difference.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Imagine that just being a one hit then. Like all the other bosses.
I think technically before that last hit, he is at 0 HP.
So we just need to wait for our first rounding error to occur to one-shot Dodongo.
Yeah. Welcome, Raiders from Tingle. Palu Lampu. One more small key Exodus can go to the bow lock chest.
Can we have some shoutouts for the 2-pack on King Dodongo?
Yeah, it's gonna make the dragon fight a bit easier if they go with chew strats. So is this our boss key? It is.
And Exodus is saying, let's get out of here.
Not much else he can do besides kill the dragon. If he wants to go deeper into fire, he'll need another small key.
He was indeed locked in there, indeed. So we did need that bow to get to the boss key.
Sir. And we definitely need those hovers, at least in logic, to get to the boss door.
Let's see if Exodus can have the perfect Volvagia fight. He needs it with 5 hearts.
Has not a quick choose. Good on Drooness, not forgetting Anju. And is checking 10 skulls.
And
More
there's
chews.
more chews.
Save a little quick.
Volveja playing nicely so far, not spawning in the one area that the bombs are.
And unfortunately, the only bottle we have is Rudo's letter. So I think Drew might be finished with Adult 1. I think they're going to turn in that bottle. We do have things like Bomb True Bowling, Richard, a handful of checks to do his child, maybe.
It's slightly surprising that Drew does not go to fire yet. Maybe he's not comfortable with his health situation. That does make sense. With only 4 hearts, it's very hard.
I mean, I think he knows he's got a wallet and he can just buy it. That doesn't take too much time.
There is a red rupee near the Goron City entrance from the volcano area, but it does take like a minute to farm up to these 200 rupees. Then you have to get the tunic. So I understand why Drooness does not want to do it right now.
Yep. I think he can make good work going child here. Get a handful of checks. We saw him set time of day. He has Nocturne, so I'm thinking he'll do Market and then Warp, do Dampe Digging. Maybe some Night Skulls and Kakariko.
It's interesting to see that just having 1 heart of difference can make also a big difference in routing there. Maybe with 5 hearts, Drooness would be more likely to do fire.
Yeah, definitely. Those small chests can make a big difference. Much bigger if one person opens a small chest with chews and the other doesn't. Hey, some money. Yeah, I definitely think with him picking up that $5, he's definitely thinking about making a tunic purchase.
2 easy checks on the tube boning coming up.
Unfortunately, he's going to be spending some money first. Don't want that $5. More seeds. All right.
It was totally useless. I suppose he set up tempo time.
Yes, sir. And I think after that, maybe some chickens for our hinted irons. As Exodus clearing out the Forest Temple, which we already saw from Drooness. Has his scale already.
Have we seen a 50 hint? I don't think we have, right?
Correct. I think it's just 30 and 40 dead so far. And I remember someone in chat mentioning that Drooness did not check the hints around Decker Tree. Have to keep an eye out to see if Exodus wants some of that info earlier.
Is that a magic, or what was he throwing away? Or was it the bomb refill?
I'm not sure. It might have been bombs. Could have been a stick, maybe. Bomb, according to...
Yeah, it must have been a bomb. He's not gonna skip the magic there.
Hope not.
Drooness picking up some more chews here recently, or very soon.
Missing one path hint, one foolish hint. Looks like we're all done for some time since.
I haven't kept count, but I think Chat mentioned before that we... We are definitely missing path hints, but the sometimes hints might be complete already.
There is Sunsong. And this is our chicken play for hinted iron goats.
Spam your chickens in chat if you enjoy this. That still counts as a chicken, TJ. Believe it or not, but there are actually strategies for doing a chicken game fast. Do the chickens fast.
Here's a question, likely for someone in chat. If you get the chickens to swarm you, can you stand inside the chicken pen and talk to Anju and get enough chickens in there to complete the check?
Yeah, I believe that must have been tried already by now. I was suggesting something similar recently, where I suggested to use Din's fire when the chickens are flying around you there, and then
Shucks.
they might just sit there, but no.
Yeah. According to chat, there are different chickens. But maybe one of the rando devs could make that a thing. It would be pretty funny to see.
Yeah, the chickens are like humans. They also have feelings and personalities, and
Don't be surprised if you see this in a Discord channel near you. So Exodus can come out of the Force Temple Iron Boots deficit. A handful of these child checks. But he is up the fire medallion. Will that be enough to balance things out?
as far as I can tell, the runners are pretty much even. There's less than 5 minutes between them. Probably not even.
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm just gonna take us up the river. We'll see what's here. Maybe pick up some beans for the arch. But more interested in getting that letter out of his bottle, and I think going ice. You know, the no boomerang chest is dead. And not much else that we have access to.
Yeah, that's a fair point, yeah.
Of course, we do have access to Water Temple already.
Yeah, that's unfortunately not a very appealing play. You just want to postpone water as long as you can. Can't do the storms check here. Can't play music for the frogs.
He might play some songs to fill up his wallet. He looked like he thought about it for a second, but not today.
Yeah, he does have double defense, but that doesn't do anything for your timer in Fire Temple. So I'm wondering when he will get the money for the Horn Tunic. Or he will just get another heart piece.
Too fast.
Lost Woods to Phantom Ganon, I believe. For the hookshot.
Yeah, that makes sense. Getting strength 3 here in the river. Light arrows on Night Trowel, anyone?
And there's the other.
Wow.
Thanks, game.
Yeah, even though Zora's River just 3 checks, also has 3 hint stones. I meant 3 Spear Zero checks.
Oh, there's some money for Exodus. He's not interested.
Yeah, a little surprising, but we got bigger stuff to accomplish.
He barely has enough money for the minigame here. Yeah, so good point by chat, because the hookshot is hinted path, the longshot can not be available without the hookshot.
And there is our milk bottle.
Let's hope for Drooness that he has a nice return on investment on his 20 rupees. He's down to 5.
Well, unlike you, Matt, the Zora are not very economically savvy. So they charge $20 and he's gonna collect $20. Or no, $25, right?
Yeah, but maybe they were betting that you weren't able to pick up more than 3.
That is true. Maybe they have a gambling problem.
But they are good losers, so whenever you collect all 5, then they don't make any problems out of it.
Well, even better, the second time you play it, sometimes they throw 20 rupees down there. You can make even more.
Actually. For some reason, the rupees weren't correctly placed, so he needed more dives than his time allowed.
I think he could have made one more dive there.
Yeah, but there were 2 rupees to pick up still.
Oh, shucks.
So in this case...
Exodus is checking these hint stones. DC Path to Queen Goma. Yuck.
So is Sword and Ruto's locked?
Yeah, I don't think he can... No, it could be in Shadow Temple, right? It's either that Din's Fire or Ruto's Letter.
Oh, well, this was also there, okay.
Could be in Shadow, could be in Ice Cavern, could be in Jabu, and there is another graveyard hint.
It sounds like we don't have to worry about it. It will just come up when we do progression.
Yep, gotta find it eventually.
Although it does matter if it's actually just only logical AD, it does matter if it's Shadow or Jabu.
Yeah, very true, very true. It'd be much nicer if Jabu was locking our Deku Tree. And Shadow.
Is this the first time we get to see the archery game here from Exodus side?
I think Drooness checked this a little earlier.
And there's the 200 rupees for Drooness.
Very nice. Routing worked out in the end. So, I think after this, Drooness does have checks in the valley to do. But we've seen those. The only child check we haven't seen that they have access to is Din's Ferry and Hyrule Castle. Exodus with Fire and Forest Stun looks like they are going to make a deposit in the Temple of Time.
The way you say it, you make it sound like there's some sort of bank also watching over your stuff.
I think that's likely. So it's a very exclusive bank, only for the Hero of Time.
Defended by magical forces.
Oh, well, a magical song and a magical ocarina.
But we do leave the door open whenever we leave. So.
And it looks like Drew's taking the owl. Not going to check the remote grotto. Not going to the valley. I think he was taking that bottle to the ice cavern. Getting a hint.
Noticing chat is getting more and more impatient that we haven't seen ice yet.
Well, then they are not on the path to Jedi Dome, so that stinks. Can't be a Jedi if you don't learn patience, chat.
Okay, Drooness left for field and then he realized something and now he's going back to market. Not sure what it is.
Yeah, I think he was tempted to make a play for the Valley. But I think he's thought better and going back adults. Yep. That's Exodus. Great use of Sun Song there. But not as much forethought as Drooness setting up time of day for Dampe.
Did any of the runners check Hyrule Castle Ferry?
Nope.
Because I thought for a second that Drooness might go there first before going adult again.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. I think he wants that fire medallion, or the light medallion, rather. It might just be following that gold gauntlets he found in the river.
We do have Exodus in Hyrule Castle now, so we get to see it anyway.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a high five 7 years apart. Oh, and there's our ice cavern hint.
No reason to check the other hint here. I believe we have all the important hints. Maybe one more foolish.
Yeah, still looking for a foolish dungeon. I think the dream would be GTG.
Yeah, that is always a dream. Baron GTG.
Right, and 50 skulls still at large.
Oh yeah,
Maybe Exodus is... Yeah, he is.
Actually, you're right. We haven't found a 50 hint yet. Oh, he is playing a song now? Oh, Sun Song, okay.
Yeah, he's setting up Dampe time right now. But Drooness is going to be the first one into the ice cavern. And hit 2 not helpful.
I love it when those path hints are like vanilla reversed. Like DC is on the path to Goma. That's not how vanilla works. So Exodus opting to check an out of logic check here. He already has the song.
Yeah, maybe feeling a little behind here. 75 minutes in.
Or maybe he doesn't have the song. Huh? Oh, he does, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he also gives himself some thinking time what he wants to do next.
Ooh, big chest.
Might be paying out big. What is it?
Definitely big.
Ooh, that's an
Wow.
out of logic rang. Very big. Okay, cool.
Magic locked boomerang. I was thinking Drooness had a lead that was building to an unsurmountable point, but not with Lord Banana right there.
I think it's still fairly even without rang.
Now we need to find Epona's long shot, Kokiri sword, mirror shield.
Boomerang was in Composer's grave. The chest over there. Which we cannot logically get to right now. So Drooness is going to give us a peek. Oh, the fountain was foolish, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Fountain's foolish,
So we didn't need to do that check there.
unfortunately.
He did have it marked on his tracker that Zora's fountain is foolish.
Yeah, a little bit of muscle memory. But this is big for Exodus. He's gonna go up the river, turn in his letter, and just clear out Jabu for his shadow medallion.
Also equipping the Hylian shield after almost 1 hour 20 minutes. Must feel good. Okay, Jet, time to wake up. We are in ice.
Little slippery here.
Psychological warfare going on in chat. Always fun.
Yeah, question in chat, does water have something? Not that we know of. It's not been hinted. It does unlock Requiem of Spirit, though.
That looks like another biggie in ice.
Big chest indeed. We're expecting Rudo's letter possibly to lead to our Kokiri sword, not a bow. But that could just be for Jabu, too.
It wouldn't surprise me if Song of Storms comes up usefully later in the seed. There's so many checks that are locked behind Song of Storms.
We do note bottom of the well is path to Twinrova.
I believe only the mirror shield is left to be hinted at this point. Or the long shot as well.
Or something that leads to those items. Water Temple is foolish. Is there a psychic person in the chat?
Drooness did not read that hint for some reason, otherwise we would have known it earlier.
Yeah, he wanted to get into domain with the chicken. Saves a little bit of time over ZL. But Exodus valuing those hint stones.
But in hindsight, with not having the 50 hint, not having the last foolish hint, could be a
makes
costly
sense.
mistake later on.
Let's see if Exodus can get the diving minigame first try to save a little bit more time from Drooness.
Just take your picks, chat. We are now in ice, so I don't want to hear about deep fire yet.
No, we're about to get Song of Storms, right? So likely to go into the well. But that could lead Drooness to the boomerang. He didn't jump into the Royal Tomb when they were checking Dampe digging. So I don't know how likely that is.
Yeah, the boomerang is not that badly placed. I mean, we have Nocturne. Once we have Magic, it's probably one of the first checks that's going to be checked.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking where are those hints that we haven't read yet that could give us info on the 50? Is it really hidden in Back of Lake?
Yeah, some of those really horrendous hint stones. I don't know if we checked the one behind the cracked wall in the crater. I don't think either runner had the bomb bags and wasn't willing to waste the chew on that hint stone.
Yeah, I haven't seen them do it either.
Exodus does get the diving game first try. Is there going to be anything in ice besides Song of Storms? No.
But for Song of Storms, it's definitely worth it. Especially with the path hint that we know about. So both runners have moved King Zora at this point, so we can immediately unfreeze King Zora and get the item.
Yeah, good to keep in mind. We'll be getting another 7-year high five. But after this for Drew, they really don't have a whole lot in logic left. They haven't done Rudo Valley, but it's just Adult Lake Hylia, the Remote Grotto, and Deeper Fire.
Both runners reading the same hint stone at the same time, just 7 years apart.
You have 0 access to Shadow, looking for magic to get inside. Magic also unlocks the boomerang. It's not on Frozen King Zora.
So it's worthwhile to watch Exodus whether he finds another item here. Given that the boomerang is quite late in the seed, I can also imagine it being barren. And if Drooness can go mode it later on, then it saves him some time.
Yep. Drooness save warp in. Looks like he's going to check the Tektite Grotto here. Already seen this from Exodus.
I would imagine that Exodus is on 20 skulls after he finishes with Jabu. He's picking up the boomerang right now.
Also to note for our trackers or restreamer, Water Temple is foolish. And I think the last remaining check is our 50 hint that we're looking for. Kind of scary.
Yeah, at this point I just hope that 50 is barren, otherwise it will be the first runner to find the hint that will win.
Or the first runner to last location 50 skulls.
Yeah, if neither finds the hint and it's actually required, then that's going to be something.
And Drooness checking the Remote Grotto, maybe going for Adult Lake Hylia, maybe going for Water Temple. Scary choices.
There can definitely be something on 20.
Yep, haven't seen 20 yet.
Exodus will be on 20 after Jabu, is my expectation.
Yeah. Just big Goron hints and the small chest in the Remote Grotto. Nothing left in Hyrule Field but Requiem. First check in Jabu is a small chest.
It was so small I didn't even see the chest, so it must have been.
Exodus not giving a very commentator-friendly camera angle there. Moving on to the bubble pop.
There's still the hintstone next to Colossus. That might be the R50. And otherwise, I think we've seen most common hintstones.
Yeah, very true. Haven't seen the ones in the Song of Storms grottos.
Oh, there are also hintstones. Yeah, indeed. So we're getting to see Eldred Lake for the first time.
Yeah, 3 checks down here. Really reaching a bottleneck here around the 90-minute mark, especially for Drooness without that out-of-logic boomerang.
Yeah, so either magic or Kokiri sword or long shot, all of these items are going to bring us further into the game.
Yeah, we got a Dodongo path to Queen Goma. Already had a slingshot at that point, so we're expecting Dinspire or Rudo's letter to lead us to our Kokiri sword. There's nothing in ice. There's just one thing left in Jabu. Otherwise, it's Song of Storms locked.
So Drooness bringing back the fish, and it's just a hard piece. We're down to the lab, the roof, and there. What's the name for it? The water pit.
Diving in the lab.
How cool is that to be a researcher and have your own swimming pool in your lab?
I love springboard diving. It wouldn't get me complaining.
I'm just wondering why he keeps a shark in the water.
Well, he's a scientist. He's doing something to it. Maybe he's just attaching laser beams to their head, because every creature deserves a hot meal, right? Hey, there's Greg.
Drooness skipping Greg.
Yep. This is, I think, Drooness' first check out of logic. Will they continue on this path, find their boomerang in the Royal Tomb? Stay tuned here on ZSR. Oh, I thought Exo was going for the 1-throw strat.
That would even things up if Drooness also finds an item out of logic here.
Nope, just some pizza. Alero, are they going back to Fire Temple?
But Drooness actually didn't do Fire Temple yet.
Oh, that's right. He still needs his yellow cookie. Looks like he's picking up a tunic first.
So apparently Drooness is not very comfortable without a tunic. Although he has more hearts than Exodus when he was there.
Yeah, I like the play going safer than sorrier. Doesn't have to waste time bottling up a fairy.
But in the end, all seconds count. Exodus does it without the tunic.
Yeah, he's at Baronade. He's got a significant lead. Drooness needs to get his boss key on the bow chest, or the map chest rather. Bow locked chest. Very nice phase 2 from Exodus here on Baronade.
Yeah, get your bingo cards ready for another clean Baronade on Exodus side. It's maybe one of my favorite bosses in the game, just because how nice it looks to just beat it fast.
Oh, you definitely weren't speaking how nice the mustard yellow tunic looks.
I'm not too much into mustard actually. The color is nice, but the flavor, I'm not sure.
And with that, Exodus has unlocked the light arrow cutscene. I guess that is a check that's unlocked by letter technically, right?
You need the starting medallion and the Jabu medallion indeed. I'm not sure whether the letter has anything to do with that. It locks, yeah, of course the letter locks the, yeah, that's true. The letter locks the light arrow cutscene. I haven't seen too many seeds where light arrow cutscene was anything important.
Yeah, it's been back added into the pool. It used to hold our Ganis Castleboski. But yeah, I don't think it's come into play yet for Season 5. Exodus getting worried about that 50 hint. Almost up to 20.
I do expect at least one of the runners at some point just to check back of lake. It's not really a nice idea that you might have missed a 50 hint.
Yeah, it's getting scary. Are we seeing some bomb struts? We are. Exodus thinking about speed as well as efficiency.
And that's number 20.
And we're going to get our last check here in Kakariko. Besides our Burning Cat cutscene, which is Depona's Prelude or Serenade. Or 50. 50 still at large. Wallet.
We don't need that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Exodus will route in a Blue Fire purchase, unfortunately. But maybe 165 wouldn't be too much farming on the castle chains.
Yeah, so Drooness is a bit behind maybe on the medallion count. Has done ice for storms. Something Exodus still has to do.
Yeah, at this point, if it's not the Light Arrow cutscene, it is either Deep Fire or Storms Locked. Exodus not farming rupees.
I still believe Drooness hasn't set up Pierre, so I'm not able to do everything here.
No, he did the lab. So
Oh, I'm confusing the two runners indeed. Okay, he has. Yeah.
very, very easy to do. I think my tracker is one of the few that actually tracks the Scarecrow song.
Where's Exodus heading to? He's adult, so ice probably. Don't see him going to deep fire yet.
Yeah, wants to see the what's on this Light Arrow cutscene first, I think. And then it's a play between fire and ice. He also, I guess, hasn't done Adult Lake Hylia. But quite a walk down there. He's playing Bolero.
Getting our light arrow cutscene item in the crater today.
Just some bits. And looks like going ice.
An entire nut for all our efforts.
While Drooness is fighting the dragon, Exodus going off the ice. I'm going to step away for just a sec. I'll be right back.
So we have seen Exodus beat Volvagia earlier with 5 hearts. Let's see if Drooness is equally successful. He has 6 hearts and the tunic. I believe it is like 5 bombs and then we just one hit with the Bigoron sword. That should do the trick. That's a pretty nice fight by Drooness. Didn't lose any time here. Just a quick kill as it's in the books. Yeah, at this point both runners are trying to get around logical AD. They still miss 2 items for the 2 dungeons that they still have to do for logical AD to be a thing. Or for AD to be a thing. Let's see if Drooness goes back into fire. It would be a ballsy play. No, we are heading somewhere else. It's probably then hunting the Song of Storms. Just follow your path in, just do bottom of the well first, and take it from there.
Did I hear something about hunting Song of Storms checks?
Yeah, it appears like Drooness is not going back into fire and going child for the Storms checks.
Running out of spots. A question in chat: your spawns can be any indoor or outdoor entrance, coming inside or outside of a grotto. And for Temple of Time and Link's House, there's the vanilla spawn location. All valid entrances. There's also the owl drops. Those can be your spawn locations.
So after that crazy, let's say, first hour, where we found almost all our items that we have right now, you see it is, became a bit drier. And now it's just like any other seed where we need like 3 or 4 more items after 1.5 hours.
Almost at 100 minutes in. Big event of the seed, Exodus breaking logic in the Royal Tomb, getting his boomerang. It was a double dip into the Royal Tomb, actually, and it really paying off. Runners found Rudo's letter in the Dongo's cavern, path to Queen Goma. Saw Drooness, and that was, their only bottle, other than 30 skulls reward. So we saw Drooness immediately rush domain, turn that in. But Exodus, with just the right gut instinct, says, you know what? I'm going to go back into the Royal Tomb, and I'm going to get this chest. And found a boomerang on his way to turn in the letter.
Is Drooness going to do the same? No. Going away from the boomerang.
And Jason with a tier 1 sub, getting Cubs ever so closer to his payday. There are 11 checks here in the bottom of the well for Drooness.
Also good to know that Exodus still has to do chickens for irons, if it's actually necessary. He might be able to circumvent the irons.
He's certainly doing his best. But very likely expecting the Kokiri sword here in the large chest.
I'm going for magic in the bottom of the well. Feels like that should turn up now.
I think it's going to be long shot, giving us desert access.
There was a path hint for the Shadow Temple, right?
No, I don't think so. The bottom of the well to Twin Rova, Dongo's Cavern to Goma.
No, I actually meant that there was an item in Shadow, but maybe I didn't remember correctly.
We were speculating because Dins was also into Dongo's Cavern. That might be the DC path hint. Oh, and TJ, our tracker behind the scene, pointing out right in Graveyard was a path hint. We found Nocturne in there. Oh, and the Ice Keys being a troll.
And the nice thing is that they spawn back whenever you get the song. Oh, you actually already got the song. Okay, he's on the way back now.
Mm-hmm.
No big chests yet in the bottom of the well.
Bloopy in our coffin. Where does Exodus go after this? Back to the Boulder O Destiny.
It sounds like the age change is coming up. With 2 people in bottom of the well soon. Or is this one of those seats where bottom of the well is fully empty and then the 2 or 3 storms checks will have items?
Yeah,
In the
always a
overworld.
possibility. We do know Death Mountain Trail is foolish. It's not going to be that grotto. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see the runners pop their head in there looking for that 50 skull hint. Still at large.
I remember one of the quals where Storms was also quite late in the seed, maybe after Burning Keg. And then GM Trail was also foolish, I remember. And the other 2 overworld checks were strengths. You had to get either of those.
Very nice dead hand fight from Drew. Drew is a OOT runner with some Master Quest experience. And you were right, magic in bottom of the well.
Yeah, I was feeling the magic, indeed. There it is.
And speaking of Master Quest, that is our magic, but Drew has some very helpful playlists up on YouTube for Master Quest routing.
Your long shot can also still be here though. Still not out of checks.
Fortunately for our runners, that doesn't unlock a whole lot for us. Does get Drooness his boomerang and Jabu. Otherwise, it's still in a Storms check or in Shadow Temple. Or Deep Fire.
That looks like a full clear of bottom of the well. with only magic found here.
Yeah, we're going into Stone Shadow Temple.
Hiking all the way back from the Shadow Temple to Temple of Time first.
Yep.
That's just the worst. Every time you play Nocturne, just to reach Temple of Time. Also, don't have Serenade.
Drooness, though, skipping the Royal Tomb would be a little bit better if he could get the boomerang now, do Jabu, and then go at Gulp. Fortunately, that is not the case.
Yeah, it's easy to forget that little check over there. You haven't had magic all along, and now you suddenly have to remember about this check here.
Yeah.
These runners have also been going at it for almost 2 hours. But yeah, he would have definitely loved to get his boomerang here first.
I think Exodus is going to come out of the bottom of the well with a little bit of a lead on Drooness. But we'll have to see what Shadow Temple holds. Although Exodus is not going to be too far behind, Drooness will have to clear Jabu eventually. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll get Serenade before Drooness has to go with Jabu.
Also, we shouldn't forget that the boomerang is easily also obtainable as an adult here. Or we
Yeah,
don't
very
have,
true.
Or we don't have. Yeah, we do have things indeed. Maybe he just prefers to do it as an adult. There might not be a problem here.
And the unfortunate thing, he doesn't know it's a boomerang. We do. Just without prelude, it's the hike back and forth to the Temple of Time that costs the time lost. This is us play the Shadow Temple.
We still have the path to Trenrova. Oh, we found the magic here. That's true.
How deep into Shadow do we have to go?
Maybe the most interesting question is if we find the Kokiri Sword or if we find Mirror Shield, do we continue? If you find the Mirror Shield for sure, if we find the Kokiri Sword...
Yeah, it's a tough call you have to make. Luckily, they have Pharaoh's Wind, so likely we're going to see some breaking of the wind.
We do have Furores, so we might just place Furores and just through progression first.
You're doing the puzzle first, saying, I think I'm going to have to go deeper than just the first two checks. Got hovers for a reason early.
We haven't seen any of the overworld storms checks, right? We're just rushing for bottom of the well.
Yeah.
Which of the two runners is going to be the most aggressive? Or are they just doing the same checks from here?
I think kind of like the earlier part of Seed, it's a pretty straightforward path from the well into Shadow. The question in chat, are irons required for the fan room in Shadow Temple? No, they are not. Just very nice to have. The logic says if you don't have access to irons, just wait out the fan.
Although the most skilled of the players, they just use hovers in that room. It's a pretty sick strat where you walk backwards most of the time.
There is magic for Exodus. Few checks left.
So if long shot could not be in bottom of the well because it was available without the other hook shot, then I suppose it also can't be in shadow.
There is a point in shadow. Halfway through, you do need a hook shot. So stuff after there is locked by a hook shot.
Oh yeah, right. It's clearly getting late for me. I'm forgetting about all these logical quirks.
Oh, it's very easy to do. Oh, Exo losing his shield. But hopefully this will be his last trip as a child.
He will have to do Deku at some point.
Oh, that's right.
So I rather hope for Access that it's not his last trip as a child.
And chat pointed out, you actually need that shield to get into Deku. Luckily, the Kokiri shop just sells it right next to Mido. And actually right across the street from our child spawn location.
Maybe would it make sense to quickly check the frogs here, or is that just too defensive here for Exodus?
I was thinking that wouldn't be a terrible call to make. I think Exo wants to make the play in shadow, though. Yeah. Headed right. I think especially without Serenade or Prelude, it just takes too long to get back to the Temple of Time.
Fair point, indeed. Neither runner decided to check the frogs here. Not even Prelude Light in the form of Serenade.
Yeah, neither runner wants to underestimate their opponent. They're both very good at the vanilla game as well as the randomizer. Little strats like that, you don't often see someone do the jump slash after backflipping on to the crusher there.
Yeah, Drooness with some impressive strats here.
Saves like a fraction of a second, I think, but it adds up over the course of 2 hours.
Can I just remark?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like either runner is in Temple of Time when the other runner is doing something else. So we're getting up to the long shot or the hook shot locked area soon, after we get the boss key here.
Yeah, chat pointing out we're going to get a double shadow play. Drooness half a temple ahead. 6 or 7 minutes, maybe.
Knowing that the boss key is coming up here, I'll quickly take a break and I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, no problem. I'm a little surprised Drooness isn't making use of their Furrow's Wind. What? Quick enough with his plethora of Bombchu. Oh, he missed one. And I think I forgot about the flying ones. Easy enough, though. Alright, and getting past the hook shot requirement. Maybe are gonna find long shot here. but it should be path to Twinrova.
And there I am again.
Welcome back.
Maybe it's a nice opportunity to give a shout out to our trackers, TJ and Baby Shark.
Yeah, absolutely. Where's that exclamation mark?
And let's not forget our restreamer, Mr. Tress.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend, the face behind ZSR.
And an honorable mention for Baby Shark's cat.
And while we've been busy shouting out, Drooness has found the long shot right before his boat ride. I thought Twitch removed chance.
Don't fall for the trap, chat. He's just trying to figure out who doesn't have a sub yet.
Meanwhile, Drooness is the first contestant here on ZSR's Tunnel of Love. Contestant number 1 is a bit on the skinny side. Don't want to, air her dirty laundry. Might have a eating disorder. It's not going to work out for Drooness. Very sorry. But contestant number 2, all the way from China. Contestant number 2. Oh, no. Has Drooness been stood up? Shucks. Better luck next time, Drew. Very sorry it did not work out here this time, this seed, in our ZSR Tunnel of Love. And Tushash... Oh, that's the name. Tusheshe... coming out with a tier 1 sub, one step closer to Cubs rule to get paid.
I feel like this has been the sub goal for quite some time now. Maybe Cubs is getting slightly wondering whether we are making it at some point. But with the later stages coming up in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure that chat will appreciate all the work that's be put in.
You hear that, chat? If you don't get Cubs to his payday, Matt here is going to be very disappointed.
Hashtag do it for Cubs. So, Drooness is on the manager.
Yeah, nothing here. Yuck.
Then Pongo is the last check of the dungeon before we continue to where we go to water for AD, or just traverse for GTG.
Yeah, there is just one more check. I've seen 11 already. Nothing here in Shadow Temple.
I think we're just traversing. I think we want to know whether we actually need to do AD.
We can't even get to... Oh, wait, no, we do have the long shot. Yeah, we'll
do have the
do
long
a
shot now?
lensless. Definitely will do lensless before all dungeons.
But we do have the lens on 1500, so we could even get that if we needed to.
I need opponents first. Could be out in the wasteland. Actually, no, it can't be out in the wasteland, can it? Unless it's logical all dungeons. Damn.
Not quite getting the quick kill here. Ooh, that was a nice save by Drooness. The quick spins.
Exodus breaking some wind here halfway through the Shadow Temple. Drooness finishes her up, claiming their Goron Ruby.
Oh, right, Eponus. Yeah, indeed, we don't have Eponus. Keeping track of what we actually have in this game is hard.
Oh, yeah. Curious to see if Exodus picks up their long shot, resets Pharaoh's Wind, and leaves. Not getting anything else out of the Shadow Temple besides that long shot.
So we are now the Kokiri Sword and the Mirror Shield away from Go, and the light arrows, of course.
Important thing to note, if Opponent's Song is out in the desert, it is logical all dungeons. We would need the lens to cross logically, but Drooness has picked up their boomerang. Where are they headed to now?
Maybe it's sensible to do the full child cleanup now. Oh no, you have to go back for Deku at some point.
Yeah, I think Drooness is better off crossing the desert.
Yeah, you want to know your information. Do we need to do AD or not?
Unfortunately, it's a long way, all the way hiking across Hyrule Field, but there's no better option.
We do have Furors to help us out, either in GTG or just in Spirit. So we don't have to do the hike twice.
Oh, TJ pointing out that, yeah, opponent is locked behind Spirit, so it is 100% all dungeons. At least logically. And looks like Drooness is going to the Water Temple. It is foolish. So potentially is going to be quick.
Still a small chance that he makes a turn here and goes to Valley. But it looks like the water play, indeed.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think at this point it's water. But interesting Exodus pushing the block. I think he's interested doing this in case he needs to set for his win somewhere else. No. Says adios.
Exodus still betting on not having to do AD, whereas Drooness thinks it either is AD or it's just nice to have Requiem to move around faster, and water is also fast. Can be fast.
Yeah, while Drooness is a Jabu's behind, Exodus does need to grab Iron Boots on chickens if he needs Requiem.
It's still anybody's race. These runners making pretty much different choices here, and either one of them is going to be right and one of them is going to be wrong.
Yeah, at this point in the seed, it's going to come down to this play here. Just after the 2-hour mark.
I do believe that Exodus set for Roars, right? So even if he needs to go back after all, he won't lose too much time.
He pushed the block. I don't think he set Furor's win though.
Oh yeah, he might use Furor's win here in GTG then, or in Spirit.
Yep, that not a bad play to make. Now let's see if Drooness goes compass chest or map chest first. No, he's going down, down, down.
Exodus does not have irons in case he was thinking about doing toilet.
Yeah, a little one check in GTG. Don't really want to do. Will be the one check he has to orphan. But I think you're right. I think he's very likely to set Farore's Wind in there and then cross the desert. Probably even going so far as to dipping inside, seeing if he's key locked or not. And chat pointing out Drooness doesn't know a water temple is foolish. Definitely good to keep in mind.
Yeah, does anyone remember where that hint was?
I was at the top of Zor's River, the waterfall.
Oh yeah. Wasn't Drooness the one reading that? Or
No, that was our
Exodus.
good friend Exodus on our left-hand side.
Well, foolish water is not too much faster than regular water.
Yeah, the only significant time loss would be if Drooness checks the central pillar. Drooness still might dodge a full clear of water. Depends on where the boss key is. Drooness good enough, I think, on Water Temple key logic to deduce whether the central pillar has to be a small key at some point or not.
So for Drooness, he has to hope that Requiem is just hard required. I think otherwise Exodus is pretty far ahead. And if Requiem is hard required, then Exodus is still in the game, of course, very much.
Yeah, it's just shaping out to be a scary late game type of seed. First 2 hours were fairly straightforward. We had a strength upgrade in Mido's house, which led us to a bomb bag on Link the Goron. Dodongo's Cavern having Rudo's Letter and Inspire. Rudo's Letter leading us to the Song of Storms in Ice Cavern, Magic in the bottom of the well, and our long shot in the Shadow Temple.
So to answer the question asked in chat, yeah, Drooness definitely has a couple of things over Exodus at this point. Just progression in terms of AD. So that's why Drooness has to hope that AD is required.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Drooness up those Iron Boots and Chickens, and all this progress in the Water Temple. But they're going to the Central Pillar. I think with that regular small chest on the vanilla boss key location, this increases the likelihood that there's something good down here. But big chest in GTG from the fire enemies. Fire arrows. Quite thematic.
not too useful at this point. Drooness with the peak, very nice. Can't tell though what it was.
Guessing it's a regular small chest. Two small keys. Exodus is going to check the maze. Small chest in the center. Key. So that's 5 keys. Did he really see the rest of the maze that well? I guess so.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest things in the game, peeking the chests here. Even scarier than the Stalfos.
Oh, good. Drooness has found the boss key. Right? No, Breaking Wind.
Yeah, he will just go back to this room immediately once he finds the boss key. Don't imagine him going full clear on the water. Are you ready for Dark Link?
Oh, it doesn't matter if I'm ready or not. Is Drooness ready? He's got 255 rupees. I like seeing that.
Are you a developer? Because then that number has a special meaning.
No, but I am a very big fan of Zelda 1. And that is the max rupee count as well as the limit to your kill count.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if you want to keep track of your deaths in Zelda 1, the game, the file does it like most Zelda games do. But it maxes out at 255.
I guess Baby Shark knows more than me. I have no idea what's going on. There's the boss key for Drooness. On the way to the boss.
Looks like he is going to be full clearing for Water Temple, unfortunately. Got some big chests here in the Pancake Room. Just another bomb bag.
I'm not skipping any big chests in this room today. One runner unfortunately did skip a big chest in that room today.
And that's all GTG has to offer for Exodus. I have no idea about the key count, whether toilet is a key or not. Ponsari in chat saying that toilet is an item.
That could potentially also be big. So we won't discover that until much later in the seed.
Yeah, but blinking you might miss it. Drooness is taking out Morpha. I think Exodus is going to beat him ever so slightly out to the desert. Drooness will need to do an age change to pick up that blue potato. Jupiter Fire subscribing with Jeff Bezos' money. Shoutouts to Jupiter.
And with GGG coming up empty so far, Drooness might just be fully caught up if he doesn't go GGG for a while.
Yeah, this is going to be a turning point in the race. If Exodus is key locked, he'll need to do Water Temple. If he finds a small key, he still might need to do Water Temple for the boss key. So we're going to really be looking for the boss keys, some small keys in Spirit. Exodus really hoping he doesn't have to do all dungeons. If he does, Drooness will be right back in this. On the other hand, if Exodus finds those small keys, finds the big boss key, he's looking pretty good for being able to skip this logical all dungeons requirement.
That looked like Nairu's on Shoot the Sun. We didn't get to see the back of Lake hints yet. Might still find our 50 hint at some point in the race.
Yeah, 50 skulls still at large. Yuck. Exodus might find it here in the Colossus.
Exodus the first one to check Colossus, but Drooness will not be very far behind.
Yeah, he'll have a much quicker time getting out there. Just a warp away.
He'll probably check out the child side first.
Good point. Yep, absolutely. He wants to see if that play for Requiem is going to be worth it. Nothing from Nehru's Fairy.
So the runners have made very different choices over the last, let's say, 20-30 minutes of the game, but it looks like they're almost synced up again, with a big difference in progression.
Yeah, ever so slight divergence is really magnified at this point. Drew going for the all dungeons.
That's
And
like gold scale on the arch.
okay. Ooh, Prelude. So, yeah.
It does help with the hiking, after all these 8 changes we have seen already.
Yeah, it will be a little quicker. Maybe getting his Requiem if it's required.
And we will at least be age changing a couple of times from here. With Deku being open and
Yep. Or closed, rather. But we're going to get double Spirit Temple. Third high five of the game. Exodus really looking for some gilded chests. Gets one. Small key.
that's a relief for Exodus, who was gambling on not having to do AD at least until this point in the race.
Yeah, so we know there is a small key, very likely here for Drooness on the first 2 checks. But Drooness is hoping to see a large gilded chest here. But also that Prelude is going to help Drooness out, get to the Temple of Time. Okay, second chest for Exodus, just a brown small chest, nothing good.
But what we will see on Drooness' side in the next 5 minutes is going to determine the outcome of the race.
Very likely, yeah. This is certainly a pivotal moment. Ooh, big chest, not gilded, but it's a big boy. First chest on child side, small
That's
key.
the one small key. That's not necessarily bad for Exodus.
But Kokiri sword for Exodus, that's nice.
And that's maybe a bit unfortunate for Drooness. He doesn't know yet that this key is maybe not important.
Oh, right. Exodus looks like he will be able to dodge all dungeons. Is huge news.
It's starting to look very good for Exodus here. Just one key on the child side, where there was also one key on the adult side.
Yep, absolutely.
Exodus is it's still a bit too early to call, but Exodus might be happy that so far at least everything seems to work out for him, at least in comparison to Drooness. Whereas he has the feeling that most of the time all his decisions do not really work out.
So it looks like Drooness is chasing down this Storm's Grotto. Let's see what this hint stone is in here. Last small key Exodus will need. Big chest.
Is this going to be the one out for Drooness?
Bottom of the well, still? Oh, no.
Oh, the seed is really trolling Drooness right now.
Unfortunately. And they are full clearing their storms checks.
Yeah, Drooness might do Jabu first and then go to the frog.
Oh, right. He picked up his boomerang.
He did manage to pick up the boomerang, yes, after he finished Shadow.
Very good.
He does go to the frogs first. Maybe he's afraid he'll forget it otherwise. So there's very few locations where Mirror Shield can be now.
Yeah, they're getting more and more limited in their choices. There's our boss key. Nothing on Frogs 1. Exodus is not long-shotting across the hands.
Exodus really likes to see there's boss key there. That makes him think his gambles were paying off so far.
So Exodus has found 4 small keys. The 5th one is on Child's side. So the sunblock room does have a random item in there.
Yeah, so the runners did make some very different choices, as is being pointed out in chat, but I don't think you can blame either runner for the choices they made. Just in a 1v1 you have to make certain choices and stick with them, be consistent. And so far it seems to work out very well for Exodus.
Yeah, if you think you can do better, I want to see you joining Season 6 qualifiers and outseeding both these guys. So Exodus leaving the sunblock room untouched. Does have a random item, but that is Spirit Temple cleared out. They're going back, Child. They'll do the Deku Tree here.
And is the Mirror Shield just going to show up here in Deku, or do we still need to wonder whether 50 is going to come into play?
All right, 50 Skulls still at large, yet.
Exodus still needs to buy the shield that he lost in the bottom of the well.
Yep. Only takes a couple seconds.
Maybe you should buy a couple spare ones in case it happens again.
Fortunately, you can't stack up shields. That would be kind of cool. Question in chat is Mirror Go mode? It is our glow mode item. Also looking for those light arrows. But at this point, over 200 minutes in, there really is not a whole lot of spots that could be.
I think we're just 145 minutes in. You're 1 hour ahead of me, I guess.
No, 2 hours and 20 minutes is over 200. Right? Oh no, never mind. I can't math.
That's why there are 2 commentators, right? You fix my mistakes.
Absolutely.
And vice versa.
Ooh, big chest on the slingshot chest.
And he's not even opening it first with just one item from Go.
Hey, we got a bottle.
No, not worth ice, please, chat.
And not again.
So we have 2 more checks, 3 more checks, 4 more checks left here in Deku, if I counted correctly.
4 if you want to count the boss heart.
I did count the boss heart.
Okay, I've seen these 2 up here. Does he just want the skull? No, big chest on the side.
All our bottles are somehow ended up in Deku here.
Unfortunately.
So yeah, what do we have left? And now I have to check Deep Fire. What else haven't we seen?
So we haven't seen Deep Fire past the Bowlock chest. Toilet has an item, 50 skulls. Sunblock room in the Spirit Temple. Can't be on horseback archery. And I think that's it.
Yeah, so if the runners just stay in logic from here, now on, it might just be over very soon.
Question in the chat, what does AD stand for? All dungeons.
And experience has taught us that it's always all dungeons until it's not.
Drooness getting these skulls thinking, oh shit, maybe it's 50.
Yeah, I'm thinking, could that save Drooness at this point? If it's a skull race, it can still be close.
Absolutely, positively.
Or indeed, the mirror shield on the toilet.
It's not in the Deku tree.
I'm getting some flashbacks to my first commentary race, where it wasn't 50 and it wasn't 80, but we did get to see 50 and we did get to see 80.
Exodus now going for storms. We've been bottlenecked a handful of times this seed. Magic locking us from our long shot and access across the bridge.
We haven't seen Skull Mask either, if I am not mistaken.
Have we not found our skull mask hint? That's pretty shitty.
Sphere Zero Mirror Shields, yeah, that would definitely be possible.
No, unfortunately, we don't have any Sphere Zero checks left. Deep
If you,
Fire.
if you count Skull Mask as Sphere Zero.
Oh, that is Sphere Zero. You're right. I'm wrong.
Oh, we've done Mask already. Okay, I didn't see that.
I don't think we have. Drooness definitely sold his Keaton mask. But he did, so he's that step closer. But have not seen him do the check. And Exodus going back adult. He's not thinking about Iron Boots. He's not thinking about all dungeons.
Maybe he goes back into Shadow? Or he could...
Yeah, possible.
Or Deep Fire?
I think at this point, Deep Fire is calling pretty loudly. Exodus going into the forest. Oh, he's going, he's using his Pharaoh's Wind.
Ooh, he couldn't decide between the options. I'm not sure what we are seeing here on Exodus side.
The only check he's got left in here is the Sunblock room. Getting more magics so he can break more wind.
That makes a lot of sense.
And I think from here he might go back to GTG for the toilet.
If he had his irons, at least.
Oh, right. He doesn't have irons. That's horrible.
Yeah, of course he didn't set it in Shadow. He did open the shortcut.
Yep, he made it to the boat.
So Drooness is now following Exodus in spirit.
And I think at this point I'm getting nervous that I might have commentated curse these runners with that comment about last locationing 50 skulls. We're getting that to that point.
Well, we have a check here in spirit first.
No, we've seen this from Exodus, unfortunately. Oh, you mean the Fireblock room? You're right.
Yeah, the Fireblock room, indeed.
I saw Exodus was outside and be like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, he was coming from the back.
But if you're here 2 hours, almost 40 minutes into the seed, and you're thinking, do I do all dungeons or 50 skulls? Oh, big chest.
There's the big chest. Is it just Mirror Shield in spirit again? Classic S5.
We got a bow in the Fire Temple. And Mirror Shield in the Spirit Temple.
And that's the end of the game.
Yeah, it looks like it's Exodus's race to lose. It would be disastrous to do so. Just looking for light arrows. Could be anywhere we have checks remaining. It's not here in the top of Spirit. Could be in the toilet. Could be on 1,000 horseback archery. Could be big pose.
Can just be in Ganon's castle.
Yeah. We don't want to see Ganondorf say Kakariko Village.
Well, at least I believe it's not possible for Exodus to get a heart attack because of the spirit hint. I think he full cleared everything of spirit that he could do.
Yeah, just Twin Rover remaining. Always one of the best places it could be when you have gold gauntlets. You're looking for that hint, as for Ganondorf to say, in my castle.
What if he says in Kakariko?
If it's in Kakariko, we're looking for 50 skulls.
Is that our first 50 hint to seed?
That would be hilarious. And it might just give someone the motivation to take my suggestion and make the 100 Skulltula reward spider in the house. Because that's not shuffled, I've suggested that character, that NPC, could give us our 50 hint, freeing up an always hint slot. But Twin Rova fight and a few staircases away will find our hint for the light arrows. So maybe 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to finish right now if the light arrows are not too trolley. There aren't any trolley locations left, except toilet maybe.
My toilet would be pretty bad. 50 skulls would be a little bit worse.
That would for sure give him another heart attack. What if the other person got the hint of 50?
Definitely, yeah. They'd be wondering, where are those hint stones? Yeah, Virgil in chat said it best. Drew gambled on AD and bet wrong.
It's just one of those reasonable bets to make that this seed didn't pay out, but it might as well have.
Yeah, it's such a tough call to make.
Exodus never really made it such a big bet. He was always, even if he had to change his mind to do AD, he was always still in the game.
Yeah, I disagree a little bit, considering how many times he passed up on the opportunity to do chickens, which was hinted for his iron boots. But Exodus made the right gambles. And it looks like Drew is making a bit of a time save. Yeah, at this point, he should have Sukokiri sword. And we'll be picking up the mirror shield here.
So that's at least also the go mode for Drooness, but he has still 2 dungeons to complete. It's right here, Jose Garcia.
Yeah, Exodus has all 6 medallions. About to spawn the Rainbow Bridge.
And Drooness has to do something that's called bow crab, just because he ran out of magic. And I don't think any of the bottles had a green or a blue potion.
The one in Deku Tree did have a blue potion,
Ah,
unfortunately.
okay. Yeah, he's not been to Deku yet. He managed to solve it nicely.
Question in chat, thinking Exodus might do the light trial first, but I think that is not the safe play to make. You want to know where your light arrows are first. You also want to go up, set for Rosewind, so it's a quick trip back up.
If in the game, I wouldn't mind a quick peek in the light trial, but yeah, going up first is definitely the safer play.
Yes, because we're still waiting for the seed. Light arrows are gonna be in the Stalfos chest one of these days. Mark my words. Not today. Also, if this item in this fire trap chest is a small key like it is here, Exodus might want to pick it up like he does. It would be a shame if he had to walk all the way back here for a small key for the check and light trial.
Yeah, that would be kind of gross. I don't get to see it very often that validation chest has the key.
The tension is mounting.
Gotta equip your mirror shield first. Where is it going to be? We will know in about half a minute.
There is the final breaking of the wind.
But it was a good race. It was exciting until we found the mirror shield.
My castle. Let's go.
It's just in his castle, so we're looking at a sub 250 finish time for sure.
Yeah, it won't take Exodus long to dig those light arrows out. First, we're going to yeet a stone. But you're right, finding that mirror shield on Exodus' side from the last remaining check he left here in the Spirit Temple. That was the GG moment. First chest, big chest. Nope, but that's nice to have. And all the other chests small.
We have only 2 checks left in light trial then.
Oh, here we go. Light arrows right next to double magic. Nope.
We're going to look for the light arrows a little bit longer.
Yeah, and shown the use for that small key he picked up earlier. Another big chest. Oh, yuck.
And the bomb back. Okay, thanks game.
Yeah, and bombs aren't going to help us.
Maybe Ganondorf was smart for a change and hit the light arrows in the bomb bag. So where is it going to be then? Spirit trial 2 checks, water trial 2 checks, forest trial 1 check. And shadow trial 2 checks.
Yeah, not here in Spirit Trial. But he is on the route to last location Shadow Trial. So that's probably a pretty good guess.
Yeah, is the lens required for shadow trial and with these settings?
No, I think lens only required to cross the wasteland.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. It's only required for the wasteland.
And there is the answer. It is in Shadow Trial.
This is the first time I'm seeing Shadow Trial in S5 with the Rainbow Bridge spawning after 6 medallions. We don't get to see Ganon's Castle very often. So this was definitely a scary seed from the point of view of the players. They had to make some influential choices that could cost you the game.
Now 3 hours in, no 50 skull hint. Requiem on our all dungeons, very scary. But Exodus making the right play. Couple crouch stabs and GG's for Exodus. They'll be moving on. Losers bracket round 3.
I'm wondering whether those runners have checked some of the additional hints after they finished. I suppose they must have finished by now.
And unfortunately, we'll be saying goodbye to Drooness here in Season 5. But it's 2 hours, 47 minutes. Exodus introducing us to our antagonist. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Ganon.
And meanwhile, we get to see Serenade on Temple of Time.
Yeah, both our runners wondering where their opponent's at. Exodus is surely feeling some adrenaline looking over at the race time. But they will be moving on. Round 3 of the lower bracket. No idea who their opponent is. It's going to be one of 3 people. One Dylan Mabel, Check Raise, or KC Necro. Waiting on the match from Check Raise and KC Necro. The winner of that will go on to face Dylan Mabel.
Just a couple more hints and then we can spam RGGs in the chat.
Yeah, 1 strike left as the princess finally does something useful. Slicing and a dicing. Exodus will be serving us up a tasty portion of bacon. Get your GGs in chat for Exodus.
All in all, very solid performance for Exodus. All the choices working out for him today.
And it does look like we're getting a post-race interview from our winner. Didn't even let us watch the credits. GG's, Exodus.
GG's.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, quite the race. You'd managed to dodge all dungeons. Quite the pivotal turning point when you opted to cross the bridge, go to GTG, cross the wasteland, rather than get those iron boots and play for all dungeons.
Yeah, that was an important decision. I'm glad I chose the right one. Yeah, I was just hoping to find something in GTG like the Kokiri sword or the mirror shield, because I knew both of those had to be, or I think both of those had to be long shot locked. Or I think they both had to be. So that's why I went over there, and yeah, I was pretty happy to see that small key on adult side.
Yeah, you and Drooness were almost neck and neck in that early part of Spirit Temple. by the time you got over there, he had his Requiem, and we saw one small Kean child, but as soon as that big chest wasn't in there, it was looking really good for you. But it took you a little bit to find that very convenient mirror shield.
Yeah. I should have just checked that last spirit chest, but I was just convinced that I would get my go mode item in Deku Tree, so I wanted to get out of there. But yeah, I probably should have just done that the first time I was in spirit.
And were you at all conflicted? You know, we never saw 50 skull hint. Were you ever worried about that?
I was a little bit scared about that. But I just didn't want to waste a bunch of time getting skulls and then have it be not required. I have had seeds like that where I've ignored it and then it ended up being required. But I just felt like I wanted to take a small gamble there and just say if it's on 50, then I'll just take the big time loss, and I want to save a few minutes by skipping skulls.
Yeah, it really worked out for you. If that mirror shield hadn't been in there, from the viewer perspective here, we were down to, Spear Zero Skull Mask, Deeper Fire, and 50 skulls, and that was it.
I imagine it was a scary seed to play for the both of you.
Yeah.
Joined by Drooness. GG.
Yo,
GG's.
GG.
Unfortunately, Drew, that will be it for you for Season 5. Tough gambling on all dungeons, but logical to make in your position.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I decided I wanted to clear out the rest of Shadow. When I didn't find anything else in there, I was like, well, I guess I can just save myself a cross and hope that water's quick. But water was not quick.
In fact, it was foolish.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's foolish or not. It's just, if I had an early BK, it's a big time difference there.
It was certainly close until we found a mirror shield. Then we knew who was going to win this one.
Yeah.
Now, what are your guys' thoughts on Season 5 this far? The path hint system, you fans? You want to see something different for Season 6?
I think path hints are really cool. I've been having a really good time with them. Sometimes there's a lot more thought involved with just trying to keep up with logic or whatever.
Definitely. Especially hints like Dodongo's Cavern Path to Queen Goma, and you get Rudo's Letter and Din's Fire.
I never got that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like the path hints. They make you think a little bit more, I think, about what locks what and what could put something else in logic and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely interesting, makes you think more.
Two fans of thinking. I like to hear it. Exodus, you got to do a little waiting. Check, Raise, Casey Necro, Dylan Meeble. If you had your choice of those three runners, who do you think? Who would you like to see meeting you in losers bracket round 3?
I don't know much about Check Raise. I know Necro and Dylan are really good. I assume, Check Raise must be good if they're 16th seed. So yeah, I don't really know who I want to face. I feel like they're all good. I don't really know any of them personally or anything, but yeah, whichever one, it'll be a good match, I'm sure, because they're all good.
Definitely. We'll keep an eye out on the schedule. Always want to invite racers to join us in the commentary booth. It's always useful to have a racer's perspective. Give you a little opportunity for some inside info on these racer strats.
Maybe a final question from my side. We didn't see the 50 skull hint or the skull mask hint. Was there any moment in the game where you thought maybe about going out of your way for some extra hints?
When I did Jabu, I felt kind of dumb for not doing skull mask along the way. That was about it. 50 was never really on my mind. I was kind of just like, yeah, if it's 50, then like neither of us have a hint, and it's probably just gonna be last location. Like I don't know.
I mean, checking, for example, the hints in Lake Hylia to have this information, or is it never an option?
No.
Never.
I was actually thinking about that. I was going to do the back of lake hints when I did the adult lake cleanup. Because at that point, yeah, when I was just missing Mirror Shield, the only things I had left were the last like 5 checks in Shadow, 2 checks in Fire, adult lake, and then Skull Mask in 50. Those were like the only things left. And I guess toilet, but I couldn't do that anyways. But yeah, well, yeah, because I didn't have irons. But yeah, I was going to check the back of lake hints just in case there was a Skull Mask or 50 hint, I think. But yeah, that was just getting scary when I was getting near last location.
Well, thanks again to the both of you for giving us such an incredible race. It was exciting until the end, and unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to one of the more talented players in the brackets. But that's I'm afraid that's the life of being a random player.
Wait, we have to say goodbye to Axel?
No, we're saying goodbye to Drooness, unfortunately.
That was a burn, by the way.
It's not going to reach his icy heart.
God damn it. I was trying to make a joke of Drew. 50 skulls, by the way, was a blue rupee.
Oh, where were the hint stones?
Lake Hylia southeast corner and Lake Hylia southwest corner.
Wow.
Thanks,
Very
Gabe.
nice.
But yeah, anyways, we're about to finish on Drew's side. I guess we're gonna let it play out to see how well Drew did on Ganon.
I mean, if you wanted to skip it, I could tell you it went very well.
No, we're gonna watch you.
Okay.
And if your Ganondorf fight wasn't perfect, then you're in big trouble.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Yeah, goddammit, Drew. Spoilers.
Oh,
Jesus.
my bad, guys.
Well, in just a few hours, we're getting another tournament match here on ZSR. Should be
true.
an exciting one, right? Mr. Martin versus Just Sam.
Correct. And that one is happening at 7:20 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the restream started for you, which means just after midnight UTC. So that's in around 2 hours, actually. And I hope you're all going to be back for that one. Sam is going to take that one on. Let me actually check. Who's gonna be your commentary team if that's your sort of there? Yeah, it's Soulblade and VXR doing the comms for that one. I hope you're all gonna be back for it. And while we wait for Drew to wrap it up here, I want to give a big shout out to our volunteers for today, which would be August and Matt on commentary. And also our 2 unsung heroes, the trackers, to Baby Shark and to Chionga Yonga, to TJ. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote for now. So Drew is gonna wrap up here. Drew, get going, please.
Don't forget Zelda 2 weekly race tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that too.
Jeez, Trez.
Why do you know my schedule better than I do?
I mean, it's not like you have it posted publicly on the internet or nothing.
Yeah, sub 3. Did you sub 3? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Not even sub 3.
It was close.
Not
It
even
was. All right, 303. That's a good time to finish on. Thank you all for watching so much. GG to Drew for making it to top 64 and into Lua bracket round 2. Good luck extra for the rest. That's it for now. We'll see you all later. Take it easy and see you soon.
Later.
Bye.